sense? Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today I'm going to be walking you through how I make my videos as like an amateur YouTuber. I've only been doing YouTube now for a little less than a year, and I am definitely an amateur. You know, I'm not an expert, I am not a pro, I haven't even hit 100 subscribers yet, so definitely I am a beginner. So that's kind of what this video is, to like show you how I make my videos, what equipment I use as like a beginning YouTuber, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just decided to do this because I personally watch these kinds of videos all the time because I find them really interesting, just like seeing what different YouTubers use for like their camera or their lighting or their editing software. I just find that really fascinating because everybody's is so different and everybody's videos look different or whatever, their style is different. And I don't know, I find that really interesting, so I hope you also find this interesting or helpful in some way. Maybe, you know, you learned something. So yeah, let's just get into the video. I'm going to be talking about the different equipment I use and basically my process when making a YouTube video every week. Let's get started. Okay, so starting off with the camera. So the camera that I use is the Canon EOS Rebel T6, and it is a really nice camera. My dad got it for me for Christmas last year, and I had literally been begging for a video camera for years because I've just been wanting to make videos for a really long time. But definitely when you are starting out, you do not need to get an expensive camera or anything. You can make videos with your phone. I've filmed tons of videos on my phone, and it's really easy that way. So definitely don't feel like you need to go out and get an expensive camera, but it is definitely helpful. This camera wasn't necessarily like the most expensive that is out there, but it's still really nice. It shoots really well, I think, in my humble, non-expert opinion. Shout out Cheyenne, she's actually the one that recommended me this camera because she also uses it. But yeah, I like the camera, especially for starting out, since it wasn't like on the super expensive side. I thought it was a good place to start. There are some setbacks, like it doesn't have a viewfinder, so sometimes setting up shots can be hard. For the most part, it's really user-friendly, really easy to upload my videos onto my laptop and adjust the settings on the camera and all that jazz. So, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, I personally have learned that manual focus on this camera works best for me, but some people might prefer the autofocus if they could figure it out. But again, I am not tech savvy and I can't, so manual focus works best for me. But yeah, so I use this camera to film pretty much all of my videos except for different clips or different vlogs. Like the clip you're seeing right now is filmed with my phone, or if I just need to pull out a quick clip, I'll use my phone. For the most part, I use this camera. I would someday like to also get a more compact, lightweight, like vlog camera, but your girl's in college and that is not in the budget currently, but someday I would like to do that. Now, to go along with my camera, I have two different tripods that I use. I have a smaller one for vlogging and stuff that I've had since I've had the camera, and then I also have a larger one that I ended up purchasing that's from Amazon. So I'm going to start with the smaller one. So the smaller one was gifted to me by Faith Wilder. Thank you, Faith, so much. And it's just one of those ones that's like really adjustable, like you can bend it any which way so that, you know, you can prop it up however you want, but then also you can put the little legs together and just hold it like a pole. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Like this. You can hold it like this so that if you're vlogging or something, you can, you know, point and shoot. But yeah, it's a really nice tripod for being like a pretty cheap tripod, and did me really well for a while. But the problem was that since it is a shorter one, if I wanted to say like film a video like I'm filming right now, I didn't have the means to do that because it was so short. I'd have to, you know, like be sitting at a table or sitting on the ground or something. So that's when I decided to go onto Amazon to find myself a taller one to use for sit-down videos like this. So the one I ended up finding is on Amazon. It's like the Amazon brand, and I'll put the links to all this stuff in the description below, so if you wanted to check it out, you can. Yeah, I really highly recommend this tripod that I got off of Amazon because it was relatively cheap, but like works amazingly. It has changed my life, seriously. Having a tall tripod, I definitely recommend doing that if you want to make videos and you have like a camera or something. It's super helpful. Yes, you can just like set up your camera or whatever on top of a stack of books, but it's not always going to work out great. It might fall, or the shot might be crooked or something, so just something to look out for. Okay, and then technically I do have a third tripod, but I don't use it as a tripod, and that is my ring light. Now, if you have been watching this channel for a while, you know that my lighting used to be atrocious. It was quite possibly the most yellow and horrendous thing that's ever been on YouTube, and this ring light has changed my life, seriously. It's off of Amazon. Who's surprised? It's a Sensign ring light. It's off of Amazon. Again, I'll link it below. But yeah, it was, again, relatively cheap. I got it for Christmas, actually, but it is relatively cheap and really nice quality, in my opinion, for being like at the price point that it is, and has helped a lot. Lighting is super important for videos, I've learned, so I definitely recommend using some source of light. Natural light always looks really nice if you're like actually outside and it's like the light isn't changing too much, but that's not always an option. Like if you're indoors a lot, or it's a pandemic, or it's winter, you know what I mean? You're gonna need some sort of light source. If for a while I was using my desk lamp and I would just turn it towards me, and that actually worked really well. I still use it sometimes. So honestly, just finding whatever you have in your house that can work will also do the trick. If you have some sort of like lantern or flashlight or desk lamp, whatever, finding some sort of light source is super important for lighting your videos and making them not look yellow and crappy like my old videos. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about backgrounds, as in filming backgrounds. Now, if you saw my room tour video, you have seen my background a little more in depth, but I'm just going to talk about it real quick in this video too. Behind me, as you can see, I have just these hanging lights that are warm toned lights, fairy light type of deal that I got off of Amazon. I'll try and link them, but you can find these pretty much anywhere. I also have some on the other side of my room that are from Home Goods, so they're a very easy thing to find. I think you can find them at like Target and stuff too. And they're relatively cheap and make, in my opinion, for a really nice simple background. And then over top of them I have this like white mesh that I got from IKEA for, I think, literally $5. It's like curtains. It's supposed to be curtains, and I just cut it to fit the dimensions that I needed. And yeah, it was like only $5, so that was also really cheap and simple, and again, just creates a nice simple background. But honestly, you can do a background just in your house that you already, out of stuff like you already have. So if you have like a nice wall, you know, like a wall that is a pretty color or something, you could do it in front of that, or just a white wall. Like, but yeah, I think the biggest thing with backgrounds is you just don't want them to take away from you, because you are the main focus of the video. Unless of course you're doing a video on backgrounds or something, then I guess the background would be the main focus of the video. But for the most part, you're the main focus of the video, so you want the focus to be on you. I just said focus like 10 times, but you get the point. Okay, so now that we've talked about the different equipment and stuff that I use to film my videos, I'm going to talk about the execution for a little bit. Now, unfortunately, I am in school and I have work, so most of the time I'm having to film and edit my videos every single week. But it's also really nice to have videos stored up ahead of time. Like during the summer, sometimes I was able to film multiple videos a week so that I had them stored up for the next coming weeks, and I could just edit them as I went. One thing I find really helpful is on my phone, I keep a page on my notes app of different video ideas as they come to me. That way I can look at that if I'm looking for a video idea for the week. Also, something super important to remember while you're filming that I sometimes forget, and it's really annoying, is you want to make sure that you pose for a thumbnail. This is something that I forget to do a lot, and it comes back to bite me in the butt, because then I'm searching through my video for some still that will work as a thumbnail. It's a lot easier if just you, when you have the camera on, do some different poses, and faces, so that you have some things to choose from later when you're editing a thumbnail. Okay, so I am very lucky to own a really nice laptop. It was my high school graduation gift, and I'm super, super grateful for it because it makes my life a lot easier. But you can honestly edit videos on your phone. I've done it so many times for class projects and stuff like that, and it's really easy. Now, the editing software I use, I know, gasp, is iMovie. I know, it's not the best editing software out there. I know it's not the most prestigious editing software out there, but I'll tell you what, it gets the job done, and it's free. It's free to use on your laptop, it's free to use on your phone, and it's very user-friendly. So I highly recommend, if you are wanting to make videos, to just start off with iMovie, and if you want to then transfer to a more intricate software. I'm not going to do a full tutorial on iMovie because I'm sure those exist all over YouTube. I highly recommend just to start out with iMovie. It's very simple and easy. So then once I've edited my video, it's time to upload it to YouTube. And while it's uploading to YouTube is when I tend to start to try and put together my thumbnail for the video. So like I said, I'll have stills from my video that I posed for earlier, hopefully, and I've already screenshotted those and stuff so that I can have them ready to go for a thumbnail. And the thumbnail process honestly has changed a lot for me, actually, just in the past like couple weeks. But starting out, I used to just simply upload whichever photo I wanted onto Google Drive and then pick like different transparent things or words or whatever to put on top of the picture. Now, I've gotten in the past couple weeks a lot better at this process just by downloading some free apps onto my phone that I think have made it a lot easier. So I'm going to talk about those a little bit. So something that always challenged me the most with thumbnails was the sizing. I could never get it sized right for the YouTube like thumbnail size, if that makes sense. Like, because when you upload a thumbnail, it doesn't just like automatically size it to the size it needs to be. It just stays at whatever, and then so sometimes it'll create like black borders and stuff. And I was like, no, I do not want this, but I could never figure out how to get the correct size. So then I found an app called Blur Photo, and this app just helps if I need to, say, blur a background or blur out my face or blur out an object or something. I'll use that app. So when you upload photos onto this app, there is an option to choose what size you want it to be, and one of the options is 16:9, and that is the exact YouTube thumbnail size. So I always just choose that, and it automatically puts my photo at the size I need it to be. So then I found an app called Fonto. Is really helpful for creating like titles on top of the photo. It allows you to just use like whatever font you want, change the color, make it bendy or tilted or whatever, like anything you want basically, and it's super easy to use. Again, it's free, so I highly recommend using that. It has helped me a lot. And then also I have an app called Eraser, and I use this for if I want to create I think it's called like a PNG or like an overlay. So for example, my last video with my cats, I had my cat Nico in the thumbnail with me, but I didn't also have my cat Nelson with me. So I took a picture of Nelson and then put it into this app called Eraser and just erased the background behind him so that I could then put him on top of the thumbnail, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is how I make my videos as a beginning amateur YouTuber. I hope you guys found it interesting or helpful in some sort of way. I think it's super cool just how far I've come in a little less than a year. Like, if you look back at my old videos to my videos now, I feel like there's a pretty big difference in the quality and stuff. So honestly, my biggest piece of advice is just practice makes perfect. Like, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below, leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check the link in the description if you wanted to check out any of these products or anything. Hags! Bye! My kittens are sleeping on my bed while I'm filming this, and I just want to be done with this video so I can hug them.